What's up, guys? We got a banger here today showcasing the chaos of modern dating, feminist delusions, and why men are walking away. Let's get into it.
I could never be upset about being single on Valentine's Day because I think about all the girls that I know who are going to be sitting across the table from a man on Valentine's Day, a man looking him in the eyes, to a man that makes you cry, to a man that does the bare fucking minimum, to a man that doesn't know how to express his emotions and in turn just yells at you instead. So no, I don't have that in my life and I cannot complain.
Tell me you hate men without telling me you hate men. I mean, she's patting herself on the back for being single on Valentine's Day. If you're bragging about dodging relationships with bare minimum men, maybe it's time to ask yourself why that's all you attract. You know, quality men avoid women who treat victimhood like a personality trait. And instead of blaming emotionally unavailable guys, consider this. Modern women's standards are so sky high while they bring less to the table. I mean, where's the accountability? Men aren't mind readers and they're tired of being vilified for not living up to the Hollywood fantasy. And ladies, if you're celebrating loneliness while clutching a wine glass, the issue might be closer to home than you think.
As a late 20s, going into my 30s, single girly, I'm fucking struggling. I am battling between, yes, girl, you're so super independent. Like, go off. Yeah, I have your high standards. And then I'm struggling between, like, I need a man. I need a man. Not just any man. A good man. How are you gonna go do that? Go put yourself out there. But how does one do that? Because dating apps ain't it. They ain't it. And whenever a man flirts with me, I pull this. They say they flirt, and I'm like, Anyway, yeah, so I don't know, but it's getting really hot out here in Arizona, and people are by the pool, couples are by the pool, and they're like flirting and hanging all over each other, and it's kind of hot. And I just think back to that feeling, and that feeling is kind of unmatched. I'm not gonna lie. When you have a good connection and you're like, oh yeah, water, pool, hot, sun, tan, abs. Like, what the fuck? One night stand is out of the question. I know that, like, that's not how we're supposed to function as a society, but like that was so 27 of me. What is the answer here? Does your girl get lower standards? Does she keep them high forever and then just use what's in her nightstand? Or does someone eventually just pop up? You know, like, I'm struggling. This is for all of the single ladies that are struggling between staying strong, being independent, and then also just wanting it. If you're like me, I feel you.
So it's the eternal struggle of I'm a strong and independent woman, but I'm lonely. I mean, welcome to the consequences of buying into the feminist lies. You know, independence isn't the issue, it's the entitlement. You want a man who's good, but refuse to meet him halfway. And dating apps aren't the problem either. It's your inability to connect because of unrealistic standards. I mean, you're holding out for a Prince Charming who doesn't exist. And good men are checking out or heading overseas for traditional partners. And the one night stand phase, she just told on herself. You know, chasing Chad, riding the carousel. I mean, that's a great way to build high standards on shaky foundation. You know, lower your expectations a little bit or prepare for more lonely poolside reflections.
I just learned something shocking about Valentine's Day. Did you know Valentine's Day has nothing to do with love? Its origins are so creepy, it's freaking me out. It all started with an ancient Roman festival called Lupercalia, a festival to celebrate the god of fertility. It's filled with disgusting rituals. Listen to this. So firstly was the ritual of fertility, where men, they would whip women with dead animals and chase them through the street. Like, what? Then secondly was a love lottery, where women's names were picked out randomly and they're forced to sleep with men. Then they're enslaved and forced to marriage. What is going on? Also, do you know where the color red came from? It's to represent the bloodshed of these innocent women and animals. Ugh. Then around 500 AD, the Catholic Church saw how popular this festival was and decided to replace it. Early Christian leaders found it a great way to spread Christianity by rebranding these pagan holidays. They also did this with Christmas, Easter, Halloween, New Year's. Crazy, right? So the church rebranded February 14th after St. Valentine, who was brutally executed. Now, what makes things even worse is we've all been brainwashed. Valentine's Day has turned into this huge scam where big corporations make you feel pressured into spending your savings dibs on roses, chocolates, gifts. I'm sorry, but I'm boycotting Valentine's Day this year. Shouldn't we be showing love to our partners every day? What do you guys think?
Yeah, Valentine's Day does have some dark origins and fertility rituals, blood sacrifices, blah, blah, blah. But let's talk about the real scam is modern consumerism. Men are pressured to perform like ATMs while women judge their love by the price tag. The feminist movement pushed for equality, and yet many women cling to outdated expectations of chivalry. Why is it that men pay for overpriced dinners, roses, chocolates, just to impress women who call romance creepy? I mean, basically, Valentine's Day exposes a hypocrisy. Corporations profit while relationships crumble under the unfair demands. So stop pretending this holiday is about love and call it for what it is, a cash grab. Now, and I agree with her, and even my wife has said it. Why do you need one day out of the year to show someone you love them? You should be doing that on a regular basis already.
Can we please talk about the epidemic of dating in Toronto? Because the dating pool is not even a pool. It's not even a puddle. It's like a raindrop. Granted, dating apps are the absolute worst, but I feel like in Toronto, they're especially broken because I go on them and there's no normal people. Zero. Like, bring back normal people. It's either that or people have the personality of a brick wall. It's literally talking to cement. It's so, like, no personality, no brain cells, no thoughts, no charisma, nothing. Or they're just like super misogynistic and like they love Andrew Tate and they have like no thoughts of their own, or they say that they're not political, which is also like, I don't know about that one, especially like given the times. And yeah, they're broken and the dating pool is broken. It's actually, I think it's like a public health crisis at this point. It's an epidemic. So anyways, this is my little rant about the dating pool in Toronto, especially as a brown girl. It's not the best.
Let me tell you all about stuffing my face up into the camera. Jesus Christ. The Toronto dating pool is an epidemic rant. I have news for you. The pool isn't dry. You're swimming in shallow waters. And if every man you meet is either a brick wall or an Andrew Tate fanboy, maybe you're filtering out the wrong people. Not that there's anything wrong with Andrew Tate. He's got a lot of good messages out there. Feminism's taught women to despise traditional roles while expecting men to embody them. The result? Now, either you're getting a population full of simps or men disengage. And the public health crisis isn't dating, it's entitlement meeting reality. And the I'm the brown girl comment, that's more like a personal preference issue than a systemic one. And maybe the issue isn't men, it's the attitude.
Happy Valentine's Day. This is just a message to anyone who is single and on their own and feeling like today because it's Valentine's Day. I'm in a relationship, but I've spent years being on my own and looking on social media feeling like because people are posting these extravagant posts with balloons and God knows what. Trust me, half these relationships aren't real. There's a lot of people that are in relationships that don't want to be there. I'm lucky enough to be in a happy relationship, and there are lots out there. And your time will come. And don't forget, it's just one day.
Happy Valentine's Day from a woman in a relationship. All the single ladies are probably thinking, bitch, thanks for rubbing it in. Or one of many man-hating thoughts, thanks for the pep talk, but let's be real. Telling singles their time will come is condescending at best. Half the modern relationships aren't even real because social media creates a highlight reel and not reality. Men see through this facade and opt out because the risk outweighs the rewards. Between alimony, divorce courts, custody battles, why would men gamble their futures for relationships built on fleeting feelings? Instead of reassuring single women, maybe acknowledge the flaws in the system that make relationships feel like a trap for men. And that's the real conversation we need.
My fellow single girlies, where are you guys meeting people? I go out. I go to the grocery store. I go to the hardware store. I go to the mall. I'm out with my kid. I'm out with my friends. I go to sports games. I go to concerts. Like, I'm always out. And I'm working on being more approachable because I'm like in my bubble. And I prefaced this as a video for the girls. So if you're a guy and you're got your little thumbs ready on the keyboard, don't come for me. Don't be a troll. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. Say you're meeting them like on TikTok or like on Instagram. People are sliding into your DMs. Are you not terrified? I'm terrified. I'm so afraid that people are gonna catfish or that people are just gonna be weird. Do you know how many times I have had what appears to be a really nice guy talking to me and he proposes a first date as a hike in a forest? where there is no people or cell service or even like I can't even say the word chivalry. Like trying to be a gentleman and saying like, you're gonna pick me up. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because then I have to give you my address and then you know where I live. I will meet you somewhere neutral. Probably paranoid, but I just feel like there's a different mentality as a woman. I am not even like up here in terms of cautious. I am like just general street smart. And like some of this is coming from stories that I've heard, and some of it is coming from experience. Where are we meeting people?
Another one of these, where are all the good men at? I mean, you say you're working on being approachable, but then treat every interaction like a potential crime scene. No, and I do agree safety is important, but paranoia isn't attractive. Men aren't mind readers or therapists, and they're tired of navigating the minefield of modern dating. Feminism's created a world where women distrust men while demanding chivalry and romance. And the result? Men have checked out, going their own way, or seeking traditional relationships abroad. And you can't have trust without vulnerability. Maybe it's time to recalibrate your approach instead of blaming men for the gap between your expectations and reality. Now, guys, as always, modern dating's a dumpster fire. Feminism's push for independence and equality has morphed into this entitlement and unrealistic standards, leaving women lonely and men opting out. The family unit's collapse stems from biased courts, unfair divorce laws, and societal expectations that demonize traditional roles. And social media only adds fuel to this fire, creating unrealistic relationship goals while destroying genuine connections. Men are waking up. They see the legal and emotional risk of modern relationships and are choosing the alternative, staying single, going their own way, or seeking to traditional partners abroad. And ladies, the solution isn't shaming men for opting out, it's introspection. Lower your walls, manage your expectations, and rebuild trust. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and not entitlement. None of these are going to get better as long as there's a divide or a standoff between the sexes. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video here today. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below what you think. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.